Coach, get the win, bullpen really kind of settled that down. Another tough start for Charlie, but Duke had a really good game. Is there any chance that he could find his way into the weekend rotation?
I'm not really ready to talk about that, Robbie. We certainly have a lot of confidence in Charlie Foster. He earned the opportunities that he's had for what he did in the fall. A lot of guys felt like and I feel the same way. He was really one of the MVPs of the fall for us on how great he pitched all fall, and looked really solid in the preseason. He was a little bit slowed behind some of the other guys, but caught up quick and felt that he was ready to go. And he went out there and had a really great first inning, and then his command kind of left him a little bit, and he's better than that. He would tell you that. So proud of Duke Stone. Came in and did the job for his team and settled the game down a little bit and allowed us to take a lead. And so we're always evaluating it. Those are things that we'll talk about through this week and make the decision on what the best is for this ball club.
Steve?
Sometimes the game can be a little funky, and this one kind of felt that way, at least from our vantage point, where you didn't have a dominant offensive performance and pitching was kind of up and down. When you feel that, how do you kind of manage that and still win the ball game?
Well, you have to manage to what you're seeing out there, and I gave Valenkus the start in left field, and then just felt by the time after 6 innings that we needed to play defense because it appeared that it was going to be a close game, and that's why I put Teal in the game in left field to have our best defensive team out there at the end of the ball game, and also put in opportunities where Reed Stallman was inserted there. Against a right-handed pitcher, put Garrett Fry in there situationally in the back half of the game because we just weren't real offensive in the first part of the game. I'll tell you this, guys, that the wind impacts a college baseball game more than anything, more than the cold. I mean, you can see how tough it was for our guys to catch the ball in the air and them. And so a lot of times my experience has been when it's a really windy day, it's typically a funky ball game, and we pitched Duke longer than we probably would have wanted to, but then when we got ahead there, I wanted to make sure we got a look at the young freshman Parker Rhodes and see how he would handle it for the second time out there, and it looked a little bit shaky and felt like it was a need to go to Pitzer. So you're knowing runs are hard to come by, and so you're trying to manage it in a way that every run could absolutely matter in the ball game.
Sam?
Yeah, on the wind, when going in today that it's going to be gusty like it was, how does that just affect kind of game planning or strategy at all? Yeah,
not too much. You tell your hitters that you got to really focus on line drives. Any right-handed hitter that pulls the ball, if it's in the air at all, it's going to be an out with the wind like that. What we do though is during infield outfield, Coach Kirby hit about 10 extra pop-ups on infield outfield, and we didn't catch about half of them. Okay, and but they've got to get the work in on it, right? And so fortunately we caught them all in the game, and maybe it's because of you put that little bit extra time into it. The guys understand how to manage that wind and how to catch the ball, and certainly we did a better job of it than Delaware did, and that was part of the ball game.
Colin?
There have been a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, it seems like the bullpen has been able to come out and deal with situations well. What are your feelings on how the staff is prepared and been able to come in and deal with some tough spots?
Yeah, I really like our pitching staff. We've got to create some more depth. We need to get some more of these guys out there that don't have that much experience. Jack Bauer needs to get back out there, but the situations have to dictate that have to be right for us to put guys into the ball game. And listen, you guys know coming into this season that there's not a lot of experience on this pitching staff. And, obviously Tomas Valenkas, through 7 innings last year, and Ryan McPherson, just shy of 40 innings. Sweeney a little bit at South Carolina and Pitzer, but we just trying to log opportunities for those guys. So as we push forward, we know who we can count on. So, I thought Maddox Webb did a really great job again today. That's 3 times out there that I think that he's pitched pretty darn well. And so there's plenty of them that we have confidence in them. We just need to get a couple more guys some opportunities to really understand what we have.
You got time for one more, Doug?
Coach, obviously there's another game to play Tuesday night, but next weekend the competition level increases.
Sure.
You're going to play a Big 12, an ACC, and a Big 10 team.
Yeah.
Is that perhaps a chance to gauge how your lineup and rotation are going to perform at conference level competition?
Oh, 100%. That's why you go play in a tournament like that and play, really good people. And I've been experiencing with some different lineups and experimenting a little bit. And certainly next weekend, the competition's going to be really good. I know Arizona State's off to a great start to the season. I'm very familiar with Virginia Tech and the way that they play, and UCLA is one of the top-rated teams in the country. So, going into that weekend, we'll have a better idea of, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and you're always evaluating it throughout the year, certainly, and players get hot and different opportunities come about, but that'll be a big weekend for us. But I can promise you this, Doug, that we are not looking past the ball club we play on Tuesday. They are always a very scrappy, well-coached ball club, and so we'll concern ourselves with that, and then we'll turn our attention to our opponents in Dallas.